What would you do if you needed to get 500 subscribers on YouTube in the next 30 days? Would you knock on doors? Would you buy a billboard? Spin a sign? I'm digging deep, so deep, into the top advice from some of the best YouTubers on how to grow a channel quickly. And I'm putting together a recipe that I'm gonna use to get this channel right here across the 1,000 subscriber mark before the end of the year. So if you're trying to get more subscribers for your channel, this video is for you. Maybe you're trying to get your first 100 subscribers, maybe your first 500, or maybe you're in the exact same spot that I am, sitting somewhere around 500, but wanting to hit 1,000 so we can get the channel monetized and buy a Lambo and a condo in Miami. I'm kidding about the Lambo and the condo in Miami. Who needs all that when you've got a Subaru and a house in the suburbs? But maybe instead of trying to guess how many subscribers you have, I should just ask, hey friend, how many subscribers do you have? Drop me a comment and let me know. I've been way down this rabbit hole on how to get from 0 to 1,000 subscribers, so I've got some really great stuff to share. Let's think of this video as more of a cooking video than whatever it is that I normally do. Because by the end of this video, we're gonna use everything that we've learned from all these other creators to sizzle up a really tasty recipe that I really think will get this channel monetized before the end of the year. What I've learned is that there are a handful of ingredients that can really help this recipe taste great. Here's what these ingredients are. Number 1, audience. Number 2, algorithm. Number 3, brand. Number 4, content. Number 5, collaboration. And number 6, title and thumbnails. So let's start with audience. The best audience tip that I found was from Annie Dubé. And what Annie taught me is that I've got to shift from thinking about my audience as just random people to thinking about them as my new friends. So think about this. If a friend left a comment on a video, you wouldn't ignore that, would you? Of course not. You'd reply back, you'd say thanks, and you might even ask what else you can do to help that friend out. In other words, you'd keep the conversation with your friend going. So that's the audience tip that I'm rolling into this recipe. I'm gonna be as active as I possibly can in the comments so that I can get to know you, my new friends. Shifting gears now to algorithm tips, there were plenty to choose from. And honestly, some of these tips rubbed me the wrong way. One of these experts said that the key to growing your channel on YouTube is to get your videos recommended and then make sure that they stay recommended. Sounds great, great tip, but that's not really something I can control. To me, that felt like saying the best way to stay dry is to make sure that it doesn't rain. I don't control the rain yet. But here are 2 great tips about the algorithm, and I'll tell you which one that I'm going to incorporate into my recipe. The first thing is to really wrap your mind around the fact that YouTube is shooting for watch time and session time. YouTube wants people on YouTube for as long as possible. So videos that keep people watching and creators who can make videos who keep people watching, they're going to perform very well on YouTube. The second tip kind of goes hand in hand with the first tip, but it's to make playlists out of your existing content. Really all you have to do for this one is just bundle batches of your videos into playlists around certain common themes or topics. For example, I can bundle all my tutorials into a playlist, which I've done. And then I can bundle all the creator compilation videos I've done, like the ones on Mr. Beast and PewDiePie and Eric and Casey Neistat, into a separate playlist. That way you can come here and binge the whole playlist until you're so full of YouTube goodness that you feel sick. Okay, even though those are great tips, those actually aren't the algorithm tips that I'm going to implement in this recipe. The tip I'm going to use came from Sunny Lenarduzzi, and it's a little technical, but it's really not all that hard to do. Sunny says that one way to make your video a little bit more friendly for the algorithm is that when you upload your file to YouTube, make sure that that actual file name has the keywords that you want to target in the name of the file. For example, since this video is about getting 1,000 subscribers on YouTube fast, before I uploaded this video, I changed the name of the file to 1,000 subscribers YouTube fast. Now, to be honest, I don't know if this tip really works or not, but what I hear from a lot of other YouTube experts is that the more digital breadcrumbs you can leave for YouTube to show what your video is about and who they should show it to, the better your videos will perform. So remember, breadcrumbs in your bed or on your couch, nasty. Digital breadcrumbs spread all around YouTube, delicious. Jumping now to brand, several YouTube creators mentioned making the most of your channel banner. Keeping that in mind, I'm gonna update my channel banner to show visitors the types of videos we make and how often we publish. Switching now to content. Catherine Manning sums it up nicely when she says that if you want your channel to grow, you have to make your videos more interesting. That's a universal tip that you'll hear from everyone, and I'll tell you why everybody says that. They say it because it's true. But making better videos and more interesting videos is kind of always the goal here. We're always trying to improve. So I'm looking looking for something very specific that I can implement in the next 30 days to really knock the socks off of some new subscribers. And for this one, I'm gonna grab another tip from Catherine Manning, which is to make fundamentals videos. Now, since I'm here to help new creators get up and running, I'm gonna cover some of the things that when I was just getting started felt almost impossible to me. You know, those things that seem like second nature now, but that felt very overwhelming in the early days. That being said, you can help me out on this. So what are some of those things that feel for you very overwhelming right now that you might need some help with? Drop me a comment right now, let me know, I'll make a video just for you. Or who knows, maybe we'll work on it together, which leads me to my next ingredient, which is collaboration. I'm grabbing this tip from Jessica Stansberry, who is another fantastic resource on running a creative business. Now, a lot of the videos I watched mention this idea of collaborating with other creators, but this is something that I've always been really hesitant to do. Honestly, I'm a little scared to reach out to other creators because I don't know exactly what I have to offer in terms of a collaboration. And then I just never want to feel like I'm wasting somebody's time or that I'm going to disappoint them in some way if they do me a favor. That's just me being completely honest with you. So part of the plan is to find some way in the next 30 days to collaborate with some other YouTube creators. And on this, I'm all ears. So if you want to pitch some ideas on some ways that you and I can collaborate, I'm open to it. Just hit me in the comments. Okay, now let's talk titles and thumbnails. Now, I don't have any tattoos, but I feel like if I ever get some, the first one will just be the words titles and thumbnails. Because it's common knowledge around the tube that titles and thumbnails are gonna do most of the heavy lifting when it comes to getting your video watched. But most of the advice you hear on titles and thumbnails is just make better ones. And I don't find that tip very helpful. I wanted something that I could really grab onto and implement in the next 30 days, and so I'm borrowing this tip from our pals at vidIQ. It's a great tip, here it is. In your title, you want to aim at your target audience. You want your title to let your target audience know that this video is for them. So for our channel, my titles should not be Advanced AVD and AWP Hacks for Agencies. That's not my target audience. Again, we're here to help newer creators as they begin to fall in love with YouTube. So my titles should probably sound more like this: Simple tips for new creators to get views on your first 3 YouTube videos. So going back to the recipe, this 30-day plan that I'm going to implement, my to-do item is to make sure that every title nods to my target audience and lets them know that this video is for them. I mentioned earlier that I want you to join me on this journey to grow our channels quickly before the end of the year. So right now I just want to show you the full recipe that I've written to carry out this plan. Number 1, audience, chat in the comments. Algorithm, put keywords in the file name. Brand, update my channel banner. Content, make fundamentals videos. Collaboration, collab with 2 YouTubers in the next 30 days. And titles and thumbnails. I'm gonna aim my titles at my target audience for the next 30 days. And the question for you is, if you were gonna pick one of these to focus on, which one would you pick and why? Because I'd really love to know what you think for your specific channel would drive the most growth. Okay, right now I'm popping a video on your screen that you need to watch, but don't you dare leave this channel without subscribing. Step 3, to get more subs, threaten the viewers. Threaten the viewers? No.